Good morning and welcome to my Monday messages. The first one in a few weeks. I'm glad to be back. I'm very glad to have had a few weeks off, and I hope that you've enjoyed the last few weeks of August as much as I did. I had a lovely time reconnecting with my family, having my much adored sister and niece over for a few days and just loving spending time with them. And reconnecting with where I live as well. It's a great opportunity when you have guests to show off where you live and to kind of remind yourself of all that it has to offer, because we get into a state of kind of taking things for granted, I think, otherwise, or putting things off. And it was lovely to explore some of the beautiful Kerry countryside that I live in, some places that I hadn't been to for a very long time. And the rest of the time, I spent really reconnecting with myself, just going inside, which is what we women do, what we need to do actually when we're just repurposing our focus on life and reminding ourselves of what we hold dear and what we hold valuable in life, and just making sure that we are still on the right path for ourselves. And lots of people do this in January. And I do a bit of that in January for sure. It tends to be more business focused in January. This time of year, I'm kind of in alignment with the academic year, if you like. So I'm very conscious of the fact that for many of us, as mothers, as parents, we have children of all ages, either starting school for the first time, returning to school, maybe starting third level education, perhaps leaving home for the first time. It's a big time of new beginnings, of kind of re-energizing and refocusing and starting a new life, if you like, a time of transition. And we can spend a lot of our time focusing on the needs of our children in that arena, and that's how it should be, of course. But we often forget that for us, it's a big transition as well. And I kind of feel that energetically at this time of year, and I'm always grateful for August being a little bit quieter than normal. I can see there's a few of you joining me. You're very, very welcome. Do give me a sign that you can hear me okay, because that's always a bonus, I think, for me anyway, and hopefully for you. So you're very welcome. And this is my first Monday messages back from a bit of R&R. So reconnecting, with myself, and just, thank you very much for the thumbs up. That's good. Reconnecting with where I am on my journey. And for women, we are on a journey that is very much a kind of circular thing. We dip in and out of things. We may start off a process when we're much younger and put it down for a few years and then pick it up again. And often when kids are going back to school and when our lives are changing externally, that's an invitation for us to just recheck in with what's going on for us internally. Are we still operating from a place that nurtures us, that serves us, that allows us to really connect with what's in here, what's in our hearts? Because we need to do that in order to be fully healthy. And obviously, most of my efforts on a professional basis are in encouraging as many women as I can to be as healthy as they can be, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And it all starts with what's going on in here. The Ayurvedic system of medicine, the traditional Indian system of medicine, refers to a kind of moral and spiritual code, which is referred to as the Dharma code. Difficult to put into Western language, but it is something that drives us and keeps us on our path, whatever that may be. It might be useful to think of it as a set of values that are personal to you, nothing to do with the law or what other people's views are of how you should run your life. Very personal, very, very heart-based. And when we allow ourselves to I seem to cut off there, so apologies for that. I hope I've reconnected. I was encouraging you to go into your heart space and reconnect with the feelings that when you're in that space that come up at a very human, moral level. So just checking into how you spent your summer, perhaps, often, especially when we have young children, because they're so good at encouraging us to experience the joy in life, to have fun, to take pleasure in so much that is around us and in us, that we're often kind of in that mode unconsciously for that latter part of the summer break. So I want to encourage you to really go into your heart and remember how that feels. Remember what it feels like to feel joy and fun and love, to be able to give love and receive love. And ask yourself, how does that fit in with the values that you hold for your own health? And see it as a kind of navigation tool, if you like, for keeping you on the right path, the path that allows you to really hear what your heart has to say. Perhaps, if you're into meditation, or even if you're not, just closing your eyes and first of all checking in with that breath, that life-giving breath, and feeling your body relax and calm, and that allowing you to open up and start to become more conscious of your heart and what it's telling you. Thinking of your heart or visualizing your heart as a female figure, a wise woman, a sister maybe. Could be a literal sister, could be a spiritual sister, could be a mother figure, somebody who you know loves you unconditionally and wants nothing but the best for you. And just asking them, what do I feel about whatever it is that you're trying to make a decision on or make a choice in? You will know whether it is right or wrong. You know when you've made a decision, or whether you are taking an action that feels right for you, that you know in your heart is the right thing to do for you, that nurtures you, that allows you to connect your heart with your head, that it feels right on every level. I think when we're trying to get re-centered and refocused on whatever journey is right for us through life, in everything that we do, then we have to start with our hearts, because that space, that wisdom that comes from our heart is what really keeps us on track, what keeps us connected with what makes us feel truly ourselves, truly nurtured, and morally right, if you like. So thinking of the virtues that are associated with our heart, maybe that's for you, that might be honesty, truth. It could be courage. It could be kindness, respect, compassion. Always love at the root of it, being able to give love and to receive love. And if we can regularly reconnect with those feelings and how they feature in our lives, then we won't go far wrong. But we do tend to get pulled off in different directions a lot by our external lives if we allow it. So building into our lives some kind of regular practice where we do check in with that heart space and where we remind ourselves of our own personal Dharma code, if you like. What drives us and what allows us to stay good and kind and compassionate, all those things to ourselves first and foremost, but also to everybody else out there, no matter what their views, no matter what their chosen path. If we mind ourselves and we allow our hearts to hold ourselves accountable, then we can start journeying on a path that nurtures us instead of keeping us small and keeping us maybe living to someone else's standards. So, bit of a rambly message. I'll get back on track for next week. But that's what I wanted to encourage you to do this week, is to try and find some time to start thinking about, well, am I still on the right path for me? What are my values? What are my codes that I would like to hold me accountable in everything that I do, in all my dealings with other people, with animals, with nature, with what food I eat, what water I choose to drink, where I buy my clothes, everything. What are the codes, the values that I hold dear around keeping me as healthy as I can be? It's a big subject and it may be something that you want to spend a bit of time on, but it's the best place to start off thinking, what's my path for the next few months, even going into the autumn and the winter, Christmas, the darker months? How do I stay on track and feel the best version of myself? It has to start with what's in your heart. So that's my message for this week, is to do whatever you can to reconnect, re-plug in to your heart and listen to what she's telling you. Listen to the advice that she's giving you, and you won't go far wrong. What do you think? Do you think that's unrealistic? Do you think that resonates with you? How can you allow yourself to do that, to connect in with your heart again? Is it through meditation? That's how I do it, really. And I think meditation can be a kind of grand idea. It doesn't have to be. It's just closing your eyes, going inside, feeling yourself, feeling your body first and foremost, and listening to that. It could be that it's sitting in nature with your eyes wide open and listening to all the sounds that really give you joy and give you pleasure. It could be sitting with how you feel when you're playing with your children or with your pets or with other adults even. Those feelings are feelings that are hopefully ones of joy and pleasure and love. And I think that's how we all would like to live our lives as much as we can. But if you disagree with that, let me know. Anyway, I shall finish now. I wish you a beautiful first week in September. We've got today and tomorrow left of August, I know. I hope that amongst all the chaos and hard work of getting children back to education of whatever age they are, that you are then able to give yourself some space and give yourself some time to think about where you are and what you would like out of your life. And then you will be in a much better position, apart from anything else, to be able to give fully to those that you love. A wise person once said that you can't pour from an empty cup. And an even wiser woman said, well, actually, that cup needs to be full all the time. It needs to be so full that it spills into the saucer, and then you can give from the saucer. Otherwise, you take from yourself. So I'll leave you with that thought. Have a lovely, lovely week, and I shall see you next week. Okay, take care. Bye-bye, and thanks for joining me.